Good evening and welcome to the Alan Osborne Show.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
Politics in the Panhandle. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, a lot of you are turning in going, what the hell's he going to say tonight? Hell, I don't know. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not here to collect friends. I'm just here to tell the truth. I don't have a script or a producer. And, you know, most news media, you know why they have a script? It's not just they want to stick to the minutes and warmonger off ads on everything. It's because they've got to manage all the lies together. Here, I'm just reading the documents and telling you the truth. And I've been saying this stuff for years, and you go back and look at my track record of the crazy guy. I've been going to public meetings since the 90s. And about 95% of what I say either comes to fruition or the impacts of what happened come to be. So you think about that. When you've had enough of America, America is under siege by politicians trying to destroy the Constitution while we're all watching them. They're coming through the borders and everywhere else. And I know y'all tuned in tonight to talk about the Okaloosa County School Board. You know, it seems to have a lot of outside influences for a school board. I don't know what y'all think, but I just don't know about that. So getting into the school board, psych, we're not going to do that. We're going to get into election time. So you got to tune back in for the school board. Tonight, I'm going to cover the Walton County District 4 race. Miramar, the money machine. Miramar and 30A are the money machines of Walton County. So we're going to debate. First thing I'm going to tell you right off the bat is David Buchanan no-showed. He had prior commitments. Well, let me tell you something about that. I'm going to wait for that too. You know, Alan, they say, oh, you got a big mouth. He's an idiot. You know, I can tell you about 10 things to do right now that would start fixing Walton County's infrastructure issues and all the lawsuits and stuff that we have issues on. There's about 10 steps. I thought about it today. I was like, hey, if I was running for office, Alan, how would you fix it, you big mouth? Well, so I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, self, what would I stop first after all the years of going to planning meetings and approval? After poor Barbara Morano and the South Walton Community Council, I hope y'all got that big FU they gave you guys. That thing was decided. They made the motion before they even heard public comment. Now think about that. What if the public comment was hugely impactful, and how big a statement does it make that they want to take the motion before they've heard the impacts on the community? Go watch that planning meeting for Christian International. It's a zoning change, but Shipman and the rest of them hijacked the meeting into what might be and what wasn't up for approval. None of those projects were. And the motions were made, Tony and Trey, to pay Shipman back, in my opinion, for all the support he's given you. As you Peach Creek people, you need better leadership in the county. And here's your opportunity. So Alan, if you were a commissioner, what would you do? First thing I'd want to stop is I'd stop. I'd make a motion to ordinance that we're not going to approve proportional fair share projects. Now, what the hell does that mean, Alan? Basically, what it means is when you pay proportional fair share on a road, because it means the road can't handle what you want to put on it. They don't want you to realize, let's break that down. They say, oh, I want to build development. And they say, well, your road's overloaded, like Mac Bayou and that crisis. Your current BCC did a lot of that. Danny Glidewell did a lot of that. Boots and all them, they voted to give proportional fair share. They say, oh, we're paying to improve the roads. Hello, Mac Bayou's built a road built on an ecological site. There's nowhere to improve the roads. It's already overloaded, and you still got more developments. You probably got 800, 900, 1,000 units that aren't even there. And your answer is we need to fix traffic. Well, fix it by not adding to them. Don't take more projects that require proportional fair share, because proportional fair share is a variance for an overloaded road. Don't approve stuff if it requires overloading the road more than it's already overloaded. Step one. Step two, stop doing sidewalk buyouts. If you're supposed to put in a sidewalk, put it in. I don't care if the houses aren't there yet. Eventually they will be, and people will need to walk on them, and the money will be long gone in that fund that God knows who's what. So just stop that. And it goes along my same thing. Stop number 3, stop recreational plat fees from being bought out. Make them put in the parks. Make them set aside land for schools. Make them put money in a fund now to support the people that they need. And if the road can't handle it, and the schools can't handle it, and the community can't handle it, and safety can't handle it, don't let them buy it out. Stop changing zoning rules and density when you're screaming, we have no infrastructure. I mean, that's like the toilet's broke. Everybody take a crap now, and then we'll figure out if we can fix it. Hello? There's no common sense. And then the mysterious policies and enforcement in the county, and the mysterious hiring and firing policies that only the Friends and Family program seems to work in this county. We need the advertisements in the open with a real administrator and a real attorney that represent the people. So stop doing all that and start making developers provide land, like I said, for schools and other infrastructure. We're going to have a massive impact. Make them buy a big chunk of land above Freeport where it still is and say, here's 50 acres. In the future, when we build all this out, y'all can fund the hospital to go on it. Here it is. Make them do it, commissioners. Start having, let's elect a local ethics board and stop all this crap. If you violate policy and you're an employee, the ethics board is going to decide if the BCC should take action on you. And if you're a BCC member and we decide that, you should abstain from it and let the other 4 members decide what you should be punished. It's ridiculous. How about admitting you're wrong at something, county? How would an addict or an alcoholic ever seek help when they can't admit they do it? You still look at all of us like morons that you're not breaking all the rules and don't understand why you now need a new tax to pay for what you haven't made other people pay for that we're supposed to. We don't want to pay for what's supposed to have been done. Start making them pay right now. Make them stop until it's fixed. You know, have a real county attorney's office where the attorneys work for the county. You pay Clay to advise you. He's an acting county attorney, and he don't act like one. He acts like he's helping all his friends and family once again. Oh, the last one. And tell, what did I write down? Telling the court and the legislatures, the county commissioners have got to tell the legislators. That's what I was trying to remember what I was thinking about. Sorry, I wish I had a script, but I don't. We're human on the Alan Osborne Show. Telling our legislators that county commissioner jobs should be, the legislation should change them to full-time positions. This crap, nobody would manage $28 billion in a mutual fund with 5 part-time people. That's crazy. So if I was commissioner, there's 10 things I would do. You always ask, oh, you big mouth, you got no ideas. Those are my ideas. Some of you candidates, how about you running with that? And we'll get into tonight's District 4 debate. The first thing that's most important is Buchanan did not show. Now, I will say this. Jazz is not married and young enough with no obligation to devote some time in it. And Donna already devotes this amount of time to the mosquito boards and other things she's volunteered to do over the years. She already does it full time. Tonight, in the middle of election season, with everybody on notice, and here we are about planning, development, how to fix District 4, David no shows for prior commitments. Now go think about this. He's raising like 4 kids in a house and a wife, and he's a general contractor, and he's this and he's that. When the hell is he going to be our commissioner? You think he's not going to go to his kids' games and cheerleading and all this other stuff, and he's supposedly some leader in a worship center, and he's a GC, and he's a this and an AEIOU? When the hell is he going to be our commissioner? He's just going to quit being a dad of all them small kids? He ain't got time to be our commissioner. He didn't even have time to make the debate tonight. This was about District 4. That's where the other candidates were, but he wasn't. So that's all that matters. It was a pretty decent debate tonight, and you should go watch it. You know, Chaz and Donna both did a good job. It was just highlighted by David wasn't there. I'll tell you, the debate notes is, Chaz, I'm just going to call it like I see it. Asked about conflicts, Chaz. What do you think about tax liens and unpaid property taxes? You've got some, Chaz. I put you in a tough spot. That could be a conflict. Chaz, you don't have a real work history. And you were a comedian. Yeah, how you going to work with people? That's my concern. It ain't that you ain't smart, Chaz. Hell, I know you're smart. But you were a stand-up comedian first. You don't have to get along with anybody as a comedian. You can be as big a smartass as me. So, people say that that's anti-working with people, and these jobs that you did, Chaz, sit at a computer and market, those aren't interactions with people. The things you do are solo. You said yourself, you run this whole campaign by yourself. You don't have any, and this was your big Achilles heel, and I asked you what you would be remembered for. You said it was all about you. Instead of the impacts, it was I. And Chaz, I just think you're too young to realize and lead a team because you haven't been played on the same team long enough. You were on the comedy team, you're on the marketing team, you're on the messing with real estate and photography, you're streaking on the beach. That was my question to you, Chaz. What will they remember you for? And I said, well, if elected, what will you do? My question is, will you continue to streak on the beach and use your screen name of Charlie Hustle? I just think you're going to have a hard time building a team, Chaz, and you're not ready to be our commissioner. And Donna's lived in the District 4 area. Where are you living at, Chaz, right now? I don't think it's in Miramar. And Donna's been there for years, and she knows what the impacts are. You just can't compete with that, Chaz. You're a smart kid and all, but you just don't have the experience. And Donna stuck at the military for 20 years. She sticks and finishes. What we need a finisher, Chaz. You said yourself you're all over the place with ideas. We just need a few good ones actually executed in District 4 and this county. And I would have asked both of you, do you support a full audit? Good job on the taxes. We don't need to give them no politician needs a blank check, and they've had one in Walton County because of property values, and they haven't done well with it. So other than that, I'll say Chaz and Donna gave pretty decent answers, and clearly by the emojis going on in that show, I think Donna was winning over the people because they know she just has the experience, and she's been already doing the things that Chaz pledges to do. And I think that matters on the Alan Osborne Show. Tune in soon as we'll drift back to the school board, and we'll talk about what's bad for the county and what's good for the county. And we'll analyze other smart-ass things I say here in the twilight zone of panhandle politics. Tune in next time when I'll say duh and some other words like that, because you can't make this shit up. And that's the way it was on 28 July on the Alan Osborne Show in Panhandle Politics. See you next time.